Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome. I'm John Gree from Classical Historian. I'm going to give this talk on how to teach history, virtue, and patriotism with games and the Socratic discussion. So it's a very long title, and I'm going to just kind of squeeze in a lot of things in this short talk. I'm going to record it for you and send it to all attendees and everybody who signed up for this talk. Um, I'm planning for it to last around 40 minutes or so, and then afterwards I'll stay around. If you have any questions, I'll unmute your microphones and you can ask me any questions about history, teaching virtue, patriotism, Socratic discussion, and homeschooling. So, quick introduction about myself and my family. This is kind of a rather old picture of us, but my wife and I have been married for 33 years. We have seven children, two boys, the oldest boy, this is child number five, and five girls. And we homeschooled our children, and now they're ages 16 through 30. Our oldest son, Adam, is married. He's been married for about 8 years now. He has three children. Our third daughter, Aneshka, is married. She just had a baby about 2 weeks ago. And my wife was from Czechoslovakia. We met here where I'm from, Southern California, married in Czechoslovakia, lived there for 4 years in the 90s, where I studied Czech and German, and I taught history and English. I was always very interested in history. And when I came back to California, 1997, I became a junior high teacher and immediately started writing history curriculum. And also, when our children reached the school age, we began homeschooling them with the idea of teaching them from a classical approach, teaching them in a captivating way so that they would be learning about truth, goodness, and beauty, how to search for the truth in history, learning how to have Socratic discussions with others, and also being very excited and engaged in history. And so pretty much everything I'll be showing you today will have those common themes. This is a curriculum for young kids in grades kindergarten through 5. It's a 7 book series teaching American civics. So it's been really my passion that Americans really a large majority of us don't appreciate or understand our Western civilization heritage and the greatness of the founding of the United States of America, including our founding documents, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, how the founders created a limited government, the amendments, how a law is made, how we ended slavery and the civil rights movement, and just also important dates and folklore. So to teach young children, I guess, a little bit of the mythology and love for their country and American songs. So it's important that kids know, right, the basics of history, but also in learning patriotism, it's important that they have a heartfelt feeling for their country. And so we created this songbook. My two older daughters, one of them is a professional musician, and they recorded these on Spotify under the album Classical Historian. So you can view those anytime, and I'm not view those, but you can um, listen to the music of classical historian while you're driving in the car, so your children will learn our patriotic fun and folk songs. I want to just give you a quick sharing of one of the books. This is our book number one, which traces our ancient and medieval heritage. So kids learn why the founding fathers wrote the Declaration and the Constitution the way they did, how we really are a product of Western civilization. In our books, our 7 series books, there's a short lesson, then questions and answers, and a coloring page. So kindergartners can listen to the lesson out loud and they can color in the page. Third graders can answer the questions. And fifth graders can take keywords that are on the back of the book, rewrite the lesson, and give presentations. So that's one thing that I really enjoyed homeschooling our children is that they had time to present in a busy classroom in a school setting. There just isn't time for kids to do that. But In the homeschool world, there is. So I strongly recommend at least once a week on Friday, have the child present something from memory. And each of our civics books also teaches virtue through examples of our founding fathers. So children not only learn basics about how the government works, but they also learn that in a republic, virtue is needed. When you are a self-governing people, then you need to be a virtuous people so that good laws are happening. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the presentation right now. Let's see, here we go. Yes, there it is. And so that's our civics curriculum. Very excited about that. And games. When we created this classical historian back in 2011, I was very excited about the Socratic discussion and the history curriculum, but my wife was very excited about the games. And so, guess what? One of our best-selling products is our games, and I have become very engrossed and excited about our games as well. Games are fun. Kids love games, and for homeschooling, I strongly recommend that you have a game day, right? Every week, once a week, game day or game morning. And we have a variety of games you can play with various ages. These are for my beautiful daughters when they were little. This one just had the baby about 2 weeks ago. Okay, here we go. Memory game. So memory game is such a simple matching game where you match tiles of images that look the same. And when the children play this game, when they turn the tile over, they should read the tile out loud. And it's amazing, but when you have the building blocks of history, when you know what something looks like and what something is called, later, when you read about it, it's easier for the child to learn it, to pin that knowledge onto something concrete. So kids ages 5 to 10 like memory games, and we have an ancient memory game, a medieval memory game, and an American memory game. So really great building blocks for future learning of history. Our second series of games, which are very popular among children ages 7 and older, and especially among teenagers, is called Collect the Cards. This is a sample game, and in this card game, which I'll show you a deck or two, this is what a complete deck looks like. The title of the game on the box is Go Fish, because you can play this game as a Go Fish game. So for young kids age 7 or 8, they're given 4 cards, and each card has the title. It has an image of what that thing is. So this is a Spartan soldier. And then at the bottom of the card, there is a category, ancient Greece. So this particular card, Spartan soldier, belongs in the category of ancient Greece. And you see there are 4 boxes at the bottom: Spartan soldier, Parthenon, Socrates, and Zeus. These 4 cards all belong to the category of ancient Greece. And so, in the game of Go Fish, you are trying to capture all 4 cards from one category. So, if you have the Spartan soldier, you would ask your child, do you have the Parthenon? And they would have to check their cards, see if they have the Parthenon. If they do, they'd have to give the Parthenon to you. If not, they would say, go fish. So in this game, children are learning what things are called, what they look like, but also what they belong to. They're learning that Parthenon is part of the ancient Greece civilization. And so they're learning how to categorize, another building block of learning history. And each card game has 48 cards, 12 categories, 4 cards in each category. So the more the children play this game, the more comfortable they will get with that particular time in history. Okay, so that is our Go Fish game. Now, you can play this with this deck of cards, a completely other game, which is a more exciting game, especially for teenagers, and that is called Collect the Cards. Collect the Cards. Notice that the cards have these hints. Hint number one, Black Hills. Hint number two, four presidents. Hint number three, South Dakota. Now, these hints all describe Mount Rushmore. In the Collect the Cards game, you take the little history book that comes with the game and you go to the book that has a paragraph on each of the cards. And so perhaps you lay out all cards from the category of landmarks and you read out loud the paragraph that describes that card. So you read that out loud. I'm going to go ahead and read out loud now the paragraph that describes Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore is a sculpture of four American presidents carved into a granite mountain face in South Dakota. Located in the Black Hills, the sculpture depicts from left to right George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. Many men worked on the sculpture from 1927 to 1941. Originally, the sculpture was going to show the presidents from the waist up and feature Washington and Lincoln more prominently, but funding ran out as World War II approached. So after you read out loud that card, then you take four cards from landmarks, turn them over, and one person pulls the card and reads out loud the first hint, Black Hills. And the next person has 5 seconds to guess what's on the card. If they cannot guess it, then hint number two is read, and then hint number three. If the kid then does guess correctly, they win the card. If they cannot guess correctly, then the reader wins it. And then the next person is the reader. So you play with these four cards until you've mastered them, and then you add four more. Now, kids will really like this game because they want to collect the cards. And if you play this once a week for about 2 months, half an hour at a time, half an hour for 2 months, once a week, the children will have all of these facts memorized. And so um, they have them memorized because they want to win the game. They want to beat mom or beat dad or beat their sibling. But in the process, they are learning history, they're memorizing it. And some of them who love history will go to the little history booklet and study it before you play. So collect the cards. This is a fantastic game. This is a look at our Constitution game. You have the booklet, you have the 48 cards. It really is great. Here's a view of many of our games. We feature history from different time periods, and I'm going to go ahead and go to our website right now and just give you a view of our games in the website. So, history games for students. I reached this page by going to store, history games, and we have ancient history, Go Fish, medieval history, American history, American Revolution, Civil War, Go Fish, U.S. presidents, Go Fish, Constitution, modern U.S. history, modern world history, classical Greece and Rome, ancient, medieval, and American memory. And then we have, of course, our specials and our game bundles. Also, we have this talk with a booklet. I have a little DVD, teaching with games, various ideas for teaching with games that you can use in co-ops or in a bunch of families. And of course, I have a bunch of videos here about teaching these games, kind of just help you learn. Each video takes about two minutes or so. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the presentation and continue with that. Thank you. Okay, here we go. So, whirlwind tour right through everything. This is a book that I wrote, America's Federal Holidays. I wrote this because I could not find inspiring lessons about Thanksgiving. Okay, that was the first holiday I was looking forward to. And I wanted to find a story that told how the Puritans had an incredibly harsh year where half of them died when they came to America. And then they learned how to survive in a harsh environment. Um, the Indians helped them, but they also were really hardworking and very religious people. So then, at the next year, the harvest, they had a celebration to thank God, and they invited the Indians as well. And so I just wanted to find a story that said those things. And there is nothing like that on the internet for K-12, for kids in kindergarten through 12th grade. Okay, nothing like that. All of the stories were about other things, not completely truthful to history. So I wrote that lesson, wanting young American kids to be inspired by our ancestors. And then I realized that all of the holidays too kind of have been overlooked. Each holiday is an inspiring story where people either have sacrificed their lives for their country and their families, such as in Memorial Day, or such as in Independence Day, right? Our American founding fathers were risking their lives to write this document to separate from Great Britain and to found a republic. And so this book is meant to be read out loud the week of the holiday, and I think it's an excellent book for dad to read out loud. I know in my family, the homeschool world, my wife did 90%, 95% of the work, and this was really helpful for me to have the book handy and I could read it out loud and then go over the questions with the children. And then when uh, the next year came, and the children had already learned the basics of the holidays. The next year came, what I did was I would ask the youngest child, can you retell the story of this holiday? Let's say, for example, Thanksgiving Day. Youngest child would then say what they remembered, and then I'd go up the ladder to the older children until the oldest children said what they remembered, and then I had one of the children read it out loud. So, as we did this every year, over the years, the children had a really firm grasp of this particular time in history, but also then they grew to have a love for Americans in the past who made great sacrifices so that we could enjoy all the benefits we have of living in our country. And there are 12 holidays. They're spread out throughout the year. So it's really a great thing to teach history, patriotism to the family. And again, I would say put the dad in charge of this. He can read out loud the lesson and he'll be excited about it. Here's an idea that we try to do to have a once a month presentation for ages 5 to 11. Now, ages 5 to 11, they're in the memory and the discovery stage. They're excited about social history. So, kids under the age of 12 are really excited about social history, meaning they're excited to learn what people wore. What type of clothing did they wear during that time period? What type of food did they eat? What type of jobs did they have? And so for the young child, giving a presentation once a week, what I suggest is you have the child make a map of something, whatever they're studying, or they could also make a picture of something. So I'm not saying copy something or I'm sorry, I'm not saying print something from the internet. I'm just saying draw on their own and don't worry about how beautiful or ugly it looks. This is a educational process. So they can draw, for example, a map of the American Revolution showing the battle sites. And then when they give their presentation, they're holding their map up and they're pointing to their map of what the important spots. They they don't have any notes. They're just using their map. And kids over time will get used to presenting in front of people. If they can do this once a week, that would be even better. If you're able to plan that out and do that, but definitely once a month presentation for social studies, and they can do this in every subject as well. Maybe it could be Friday after dinner when the whole family is present and the children stand up and make their little presentation. Anybody who has given a presentation will say it was a great learning process, studying, preparing for that presentation, and then giving it. I know as a history teacher, I don't feel like I really know something until I have to teach it. Now, for kids ages 12 and older, we have created a curriculum that teaches ancient medieval American government economics in such a way where kids are challenged to think, to analyze the past, and to create judgments on key open-ended questions, and then to present a historical argument and back it up with evidence and logic. So at the beginning of my teaching career, back in the 90s, I saw that, many children hated history and that history has become, or history was for many people, just like a terrible subject, so boring. And I was fortunate that in my family, my dad, who was a junior high teacher, who loved history, had a great knack of asking questions and getting kids to think. And he was always also very interested in learning how we children thought. I went to a public school, but my dad really talked with us and discussed things. And I come from a big family, so there were always arguments and discussions at home. And so I took this and my education and my master's education in history and created this curriculum where kids begin by learning the tools of the historian. Okay. They learn how to distinguish between fact and opinion. They learn the different types of evidence that exists. They learn about primary and secondary sources. They learn about bias in history texts. They learn how to write an outline, how to discuss history, and I put this all together in a DVD seminar for homeschool moms and for teachers that teach them how to teach the Socratic discussion in history. So I want to just quickly go back to the website and show you where it is. Here we go, the history curriculum. To get here, I went to store and classical history curriculum. So this is the program that I created with DVDs, and I also have a digital version of this. And this is not for everybody, but if you have children who are going into sixth grade or their junior high, or if you want to teach history from a classical approach with the Socratic discussion, and you want some training, then this is an excellent product for you. Okay. Again, the physical product we have and also a digital version. People are comfortable, I guess, discussing literature, right? Literature in most English classes, honors English classes in the people discuss theme and setting and plot, but very rarely do people discuss history and the importance of things. And so this is a really good thing to learn from to prepare yourself to teach the Socratic discussion in history. And then again, this really begins at age 12 on and older. Um, we have this curriculum in ancient medieval and American for junior high school. And then for high school, it includes the textbooks and also the thinking guides and discussion questions. I'm going to go. We also have an online academy where our son Adam teaches all of these courses, and you can find out information for that here. Here is a page about it, our online classes, where the classes meet on Zoom. There's a discussion. He records the discussion, and then the kids do the work throughout the week, learning history, learning the tools, preparing their arguments for class. Adam also teaches our junior high and high school literature course. Okay. And there's an add-on writing component. But I want to go back to the presentation and just show you some of the example questions, okay? And all of these questions I have taught um, either with my children at home or with my school children. And they've all been very interesting for me. And historically, I'm interested in these topics, but also I'm very interested to see what the student thinks about these and what the child thinks and the child's thinking process. And I still have specific memories of my kids who are older now, one's 30, one's 28. I have specific memories of them arguing these points. And I got to learn about my kids and how they think. And I got to, form a relationship with them, an academic relationship. And we still all continue that today. We have our, little phones, and my family has a group chat and we discuss a lot of things. And so it really is a process. It's a skill that is a lifelong skill that kids continue throughout their lifetime. And it's fun. So a couple sample questions. All right. This would be from our medieval history. Was Charlemagne more Christian or pagan? This is from our ancient. Why did the Roman Empire change from being pagan to adopting Christianity? Then compare and contrast Hinduism with Buddhism. What was the main cause of the French Revolution? How did Christianity influence the writing of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution? What were the three greatest challenges to the young United States, 1789 to 1825? Did the New Deal strengthen or weaken the USA? Was Andrew Jackson a hero or a villain? What was the main cause for the end of feudalism? So, one part of our educational system wants children to learn that there are experts and that they need to just trust the experts and not think. And so, of course, we don't want to teach our children that because that's false. Everyone in history can have an opinion. They can base it on evidence and logic. And it's important that our kids learn, right, at the little age of 12 or 13, learn these basic things and get accustomed to thinking on their own. Idea again, the once a week game day, once a month presentations. Now, I've talked a little bit about presentations for younger kids, but for kids ages 12 to 18, what do they present? They present one of these historical arguments. So a student learning about the New Deal in high school, did the New Deal weaken or strengthen America? He's going to present his finding. He's going to present the New Deal weakened America. Okay. And then he has to give his evidence and prove it. Or Charlemagne. Charlemagne was more pagan than Christian, and he has to give the talk about it. And while he's doing that, the younger ones are listening and they're learning. And it's interesting. It's just part of their growing up. So once a month presentations, younger ones do the little map where they're sharing what their map's all about. Older kids present their historical arguments. And then I strongly encourage this semester presentations with your co-op or friends. So um, when children and when adults know that they're going to make a presentation in front of a big group of people, and they know this 3 months ahead, and they can plan, or 2 months ahead, then they're going to work very hard preparing for that presentation. And so you, as the educator, when you meet with them once a week, you give them the task, you tell them, okay, in 2 months, we have our end of the semester presentation. We need to start working on our presentations now. And in 1 month, you're going to give me a practice presentation just right here in our family. So you don't have to worry about it, no stress. But I want to see your practice presentation. And then once a week, they can give their practice presentation until they don't need any notes with it, until they're very prepared. And then when the semester presentation time comes, they get dressed up, They wear, a guy can wear button-down shirt, a tie, get dressed up really nicely, a girl in a dress or something really pretty, and they make this formal presentation. And then afterwards, they celebrate by having a special meal with some special dessert. And they're treated with honor and respect for all the hard work they did. And you'll find out that when you have your kids present, they will be working almost as hard as you are to prepare for the school. And you won't really have to force them to do so because they'll be a little bit nervous and excited that they're going to be presenting in front of other people. I'd like to introduce you to our digital membership society. It's called the Dolphin Society. And I'll go ahead and go to our website for a moment right now. Our Dolphin Society. So way back when COVID hit and we were locked down, especially in California, we went to work and we created this. It's a digital membership offering various things. So we have our Socratic discussion DVD seminar and book in the Dolphin Society. We have our Story of Liberty online video course, which is something I haven't gone over yet, our video course. And please bear with me. I want to quickly go to that because it's something very valuable and it's less expensive than most things. So this online video course works in such a way where you go online, your child enters their password and their code. They're shown a lesson, and then they're shown a video lesson, and then there is a written lesson. And after every 5 lessons, there's an online test. And so everything is already there. This is our American History Junior High program. There's 66 chapters, and it's about $130. And we have this in middle school American history, high school American history video course, and medieval history video course. So this is a really great thing in many ways, and I think that it's a unique thing. And we're building up our video course so that we'll have one day K-12. Right now we have medieval history, American for junior high, and then high school. Now, some of these courses are in our Dolphin Society. Okay, they're in the Dolphin Society just with the videos. So the videos are here, not the online tests. And then we have videos of me teaching junior high history Socratic discussion courses for ancient, medieval, and American. So if you want to see examples of Socratic discussion courses, what they look like, then you'll find that also in our Dolphin Society. And every year we have a book club where we meet once a month and we discuss a history book. We pick one book for the whole year, right? Separated into like 9 different parts. The first half hour, I review the history book and then we discuss it. And for the last 5 years, then we have all of these recordings. So if you want a quick review of history, you can go into our book club recordings and learn all about Western civilization, American history, world history. Our book this year was America's Cultural Revolution, How the Left Conquered Everything by Christopher Rufo. And that was a very exciting book. And then here's another video about the Dolphin Society in more detail. And so on our website then, it's from here, Dolphin Society, about the society. Let me go ahead and return to the presentation. And I've gone through this very fast, wanting to just kind of maximize your time. and hopefully it hasn't been too quick or too confusing. I'm going to go ahead and stay here though, and if you have a question, you're welcome to. I think you can raise your hand and then you can unmute yourself. And I see there are a few questions here in the chat. Um, okay, so one question is all available for the high school courses. So we have the video course that is available in American history. And that, that concludes my official presentation for today. But if you have any questions on anything, please ask me. There we go. So, hi, John. The story of hey, Tristan. Great to see you. Tristan used to be our neighbor. If we want to have the quiz option too, then we purchase it separately from Dolphin. So, the story of Liberty video course. I'm going to just go back to the website because there's kind of a lot here. The story of Liberty. Let's see. Here's the video course. Middle school American history video course. The Story of Liberty video course, online video course, includes quizzes and tests. Okay. And also, those quizzes and tests are found in our Story of Liberty workbooks. So uh, if you want just the quizzes and tests, they're located in the workbooks. Um, they're not separately in the Dolphin Society. Okay, another question. My child will be going into ninth grade in the fall and has had no American history. Would you recommend starting with junior high or high school? I would very strongly recommend for ninth grade for American history, junior high American history. And that is because when I wrote that curriculum, it includes quite a bit about government and civics and the Constitution. And it's I guess for the ideas, those are a little more challenging than basic history. And so I would choose the middle school history curriculum, definitely. Right now, the high school American history program that we have for our curriculum, the reading, there's a quite a lot of reading that you do. And the same thing is with our online classes. In our online classes, the uh, junior high American history course, also it's better for a ninth grader, and you still have right 10th, 11th, and 12th left where they can get, I would say, world history in 10th grade, and then 11th grade they would hit American history again, but they'll go more in depth. And then 12th grade, government and economics. Okay, you touched on a class geared toward the parents, sort of a how to teach the Socratic way. How in-depth or easy to use follow is that? Thank you very much for that question. So um, I'm going to first show the physical product and then I'll go to the digital product. So it's extremely easy to follow. There are about 6 to 7 hours of instruction in the DVD. It comes with a book as well. And the first couple of DVDs involve me explaining the process. Then, one DVD has me teaching junior high kids. We go through the tools of the historian. I teach them the tools of the historian. You know, they speak during the video. Um, and then I show them how to write an essay. They write an outline, a rough draft of an outline. Oh, sorry, we have a discussion, a Socratic discussion first. Then we go through the writing process, and then they go through the editing process, and and then another DVD. I talk about grading writing products. So it's very easy to follow. In the Dolphin Society, you get everything that's here, but of course, just in digital format, and you get to download the book. Okay. So it really just is what is your preference? And the cost, I think this is like $100 for the physical product. Dolphin Societies is 100 a year or $9 a month. And here's a question. All high school history is offered in textbook form then. Okay, in addition to the one American recorded history course. So we have actually three options. Three options um, for American history high school. So one option is the online class, okay, where Adam, our son, where he teaches the course. The second option is the video course. This is an online video course where the lessons are online. And um, for our high school course, what I did was I hired Professor Mike Allen, who is co-author of A Patriot's History, and he gave 30 one-hour lessons on American history. And I put those into our online management system. So you have the lessons from Mike, and then you have a lesson on the video screen with a map or something. And then, like the Store of Liberty online video course, there's a test at the end of every unit. Okay, so that's two so far. We have the live course, we have the video course. Actually, we have four options. So with our live course, you can also pay only for the recorded courses. So let's say you want to see the children discussing and debating history topics, but it's not offered at a good time for you. So you can pay a lower amount, which I think is $150, and get the recorded courses. Okay. So that's another option. And then the last option, of course, but not the last option, but option four is when you are to teach the course. Okay. We have the curriculum for you to teach it. Okay. It comes with a teacher book. All of our curriculum comes with a teacher book with weekly lessons. Okay. We designed it for the homeschool parent where we separated the course into about 32 or 34 weeks. So there's the teacher edition that comes with the book. So there's really four options with the high school American history, and with most of the subjects as well. There's about three or four options. You can do the curriculum, you can do the live online class, you can do the recorded class, or you can do the video course, okay, which includes the tests as well. Okay, so all right, so that question from Lynette about the courses. Yes, so we have many options that are not live. The recorded course option is not live, and the video course option is not live. So once again, the video course features Mike Allen giving the lessons. He's an excellent he's an excellent lecturer, very interesting, very fun. We also have the online recorded courses. So uh, let's say we go to American history, and there's the online live course, and here's the recorded course. So that's a recording of the lesson. In your opinion, are your books written from a Christian point of view? So this was a really strong reason why I created Classical Historian. So all classical historian textbooks that we use are written from a Judeo-Christian, Greco-Roman, Western civilization perspective. Okay. So if you were to take a book, a history book written before 1900 in America, they would all be of that viewpoint. They wouldn't be a specific religious book. For example, you might not have like a history book from the Methodist perspective. Um, but all of the history interpretation was interpreted um, from a Judeo-Christian Greco-Roman perspective. So yes, the authors were Christians and they wrote from that perspective. But the textbooks then and now our own textbooks don't say you need to accept Christ as your savior, for example. Um, would it not conflict with Catholic perspective? I can guarantee you in no way do our books conflict with Catholic perspective. And you can find that out easily by going to our blog, John's blog. I have here over 150 articles that I wrote on a myriad of topics. Okay. Please here's abortion, American biographies, American days, holidays, everything. Read about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, um, religion. You will see there's nothing in conflict with the Catholic perspective, and nothing in conflict with a traditional Christian perspective as well. Well, I want to just thank you very much. I'm going to hang around until everybody leaves the meeting. If you have a question or so, I think I cannot hear you because I have this plugged in. Um, but if you continue to have a question, just go ahead and type it. And otherwise, thank you so much. And I'll be sending you all the recording of this. Okay, here we go. Um, Question from Cora. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Dolphin Society at $9 a month has most of your stuff, and it might be a good place to sample everything in order to decide what can work well for us. I think that's a great idea. Yes, most definitely. It has all of our digital information, everything there, and more. Um, that's a good idea. You could learn the tools of the historian, the Socratic discussion. Um, right? It has this program. This is kind of like the base. And yes, there is an annual subscription. There's a savings if you do it annually. Um, let's see. There's also a 10% off coupon code in the Dolphin Society. Sign me up. So $9 a month or $99 for a year. Our our subscription is whoever signs up. So family subscription, you can share it with your children, of course. It's a family subscription. You don't need to sign up more than once per family. Yeah, and Tristan, feel free, of course, email me and I think on a contact page, let's see, how to contact me. If you go to support, let's see, where should be contact. I'm going to go to Q&A. There we go. If you go here and you want to speak with me, then you just fill this in, um, put down your phone number, give me a few times that are good to call you, and then I'll call you up and talk with you. I am still a school teacher, so it's hard to reach me at certain times of the day because I have students. But please, I love to help out. This is my vocation, this company and my teaching. And so it's really just an honor for me to work with you. And thank you so much for your kind comments, everybody. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for coming and have a wonderful day. Please check out the other two speakers. They're friends of mine, Dale and Jim. I met them at the homeschool convention circuit. They're really great men and they have very interesting products. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.